Hey guys, so we are all very familiar with that famous scene from the Deathly Hallows book and movie where Molly Weasley kills Bellatrix Lestrange, much to Voldemort's dismay. It was a fantastic moment for the war, for everybody. It was Molly's moment in general, and we were all waiting for her to have that moment. After losing a son and seeing her own daughter coming within mere inches of losing her life, Molly took things into her own hands and showed just how strong of a witch she truly was. But this is Harry Potter folklore, and I like to shake things up. Any video with any scenario is possible on this YouTube channel, and in this case I've wondered to myself, imagine Bellatrix actually killed Ginny. Imagine her curse was accurate and Ginny loses her life. She battled Molly moments afterward in the original scenario, so it's more likely to assume that they would continue to battle if Ginny did die. So how would that duel go down with Ginny now dead? Would it change the story? We'll find out in today's video. Welcome back to the world of Harry Potter and enjoy. Okay guys, firstly I just want to say that this is purely a fan fiction video. I have made this up for entertainment purposes. There is no source to this information. So you know how it is with this channel. I'm always wondering, what if this person died, or what if this person survived, or what, the slightest change in the story could affect, the futures of several different people. And that's always how I've been with Harry Potter folklore. So I'm going to continue on. This is a what if video. It's going to be quite long, probably about 9 or 10 minutes. So I really hope you enjoy it. So moving on. Anyway, I'm going to recreate the scenario and explain how things will go down. Then I'll explain the repercussions of how and who it would affect. So Bellatrix duels Hermione, Luna and Ginny all at once, showing her incredible dueling skills, as all three girls were gifted duelists but just lacked the experience. So after nullifying Luna and Hermione temporarily, Bellatrix and Ginny share a brief moment, gazing at one another before Ginny launches an aggressive 4-move attack. Bellatrix blocks each attack one after another with ease, while still feeling Ginny's blunt force. She knows a wrong move could see her lose her wand and even become injured, especially with Ginny's aggression quite high. So Bellatrix then begins an array of attacks herself, one after the other. Ginny blocks the first few but becomes overwhelmed and is struck with a seemingly light stun that just startles her momentarily. Bellatrix seizes her moment and with a loud scream utters the words Avada Kedavra. A blinding green light strikes Ginny abruptly in the chest and she drops lifeless to the ground. Bellatrix's loud shout is dwarfed by the scream Hermione lets out, followed by Harry lapsing in concentration as the girl he loves and yet another person has been taken from him. Voldemort strikes Harry with a powerful and overwhelming stunning attack, knocking Harry several meters back for a hard landing on the cold rubble. Harry is struggling to move. Meanwhile, Molly, not so different from Harry, suffering yet another loss, drops to her knees as she cups her daughter's face in her hand, wondering why this war has taken so much from her and the world. The whole battle comes to a standstill as Harry finds his feet to continue to duel with the Dark Lord. Bellatrix, knowing she could easily kill Molly right there and then, as the mourning mother weeps on her knees, takes a step back. This is not the way Bellatrix will take a life. Oh no, she is far too proud for that. She takes a further step back and waits, wand in hand, for Molly to rise to her feet. And rise she does. Bellatrix wants competition. However, the difference with Molly fighting this time, and this is crucial guys, the difference with Molly fighting this time compared to when Ginny was alive is that she is not drawing her power from her love and will to protect her child, but instead she is full of rage, anger and aggression. Now this is still dangerous, but there is a massive difference. Molly is not seeing clearly, she is emotionally distraught and is not dueling with the utmost concentration as she should have been. She immediately goes on the attack, exactly what Bellatrix expects. The energy created by both women is frightening, but Molly is exposing herself too much by exhausting herself early on. It does take stamina to wield a wand for a duel. And Bellatrix, although narrowly blocking Molly's attacks, is struggling to get an attack in herself. But she notices that Molly was indeed slowing down. She knows she has taken something irreplaceable away from Molly, so she's not fooling around like she did in the original scenario by not taking Molly seriously. With Molly's last combo of spells weaker than her spells in the beginning, Bellatrix fires a Rictum Semper at Molly, striking her in the left leg and knocking the mother off her feet. She falls hard on the ground, hurting her wrist and shoulder. Luna and Hermione then raise their wands to intervene. "No!" shouts Molly. "No! Stay away!" as Molly says on one knee as she regains her stance. Bellatrix, now with a grin on her face, mockingly bows to Molly, citing her efforts are nowhere near good enough. Bellatrix now knows she has the better of Molly. She is overconfident, and that is her first flaw. The Weasley mother is worn out, however. So Bellatrix then leads Molly to the moving staircase, where the battle continues. Now Voldemort's lieutenant wants to have fun. From taking her seriously to seeing her as an inferior opponent all in the space of a couple of minutes was a massive mistake on Bellatrix's behalf. So Molly limps after her opponent, firing attacking spell after attacking spell. The women both reach the first floor balcony, where finally Molly successfully and cleanly hits Bellatrix straight in the chest, knocking her with force right into the half-broken brick banister of stairs. Bellatrix's focus returns. No more messing, no more joking around. She then connects with a slashing curse right across Molly's chest, followed by a second and a third. Mortally wounded, Molly drops to her knees for a second time, but this time she's losing a lot of blood. Lestrange then performs the Cruciatus curse on her opponent and watches Molly writhe in pain. Bellatrix then leans on the banister and smiles as she looks over it and says, "That's a long way down, isn't it? Any last words, Mrs. Weasley?" Molly remains silent, but using the very last of her strength, covered in blood and clearly clinging on to life. Gasping for breath, she says, "You're right about one thing." And Bellatrix looks at her and says, "Oh yeah? What's that then?" Molly looks at Bellatrix, dead in the eyes, and says, "It is a long way down." The Weasley mother charges with all her might and tackles Bellatrix off the edge of the broken balcony. The two women fall to their deaths, with Molly sacrificing herself in order to take Bellatrix out once and for all. Harry, meanwhile, defeats Voldemort and saves the day as he was meant to. And after the battle, numbers grow around the two women, lifeless on the ground, on the rubble, both eyes open, with their expressionless faces bloodied for all to see. Ron is devastated, but knowing his mother's sacrifice complements his heartache with an overwhelming level of pride. He, Harry, Hermione, Arthur, and the rest of the Weasleys, and everyone else, shared their sorrow in losing Ginny and Molly. In the aftermath, Arthur never really got over losing his wife and his children, despite the years continuing to distance himself from that day. Ron, having lost his sister, brother, and mother, vows to live his life as best he can for his family. Harry's last hope of a better life faded with Ginny's death. Like Arthur, he never really got over it. He put it to the back of his mind, but Ginny always somehow came back to the centre of his thoughts. He always wanted to speak to her every now and then, just to tell her how much he missed her, to tell her the things he should have said. Until one day, several years later, it came to him. Why hadn't he thought of this before? Harry rushed to Arthur Weasley's home, knocking heavily on the door, and Arthur answers. "Harry Potter? It's been a while. I haven't seen you since the funerals." "Mr. Weasley," Harry says, "how many things have you wanted to tell Molly since her death? How many times have you wanted to tell her you missed her?" "What? This is ridiculous, Harry. What on earth are you talking about?" Arthur replies. "How many times? Tell me!" Harry shouts. "Thousands of times, Harry. Thousands. Every day, every week, every month, and now I'm counting years." You can tell her. I can't believe I never. I'm so stupid," Harry says frantically. "Harry, my boy, I'm afraid you're making no sense," Arthur replies. "The resurrection stone. Come on, Harry. It's real. It's real. I've used it before, and I'm going to find it again." Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your support. Everyone, notifications of uploads are more important than ever. So please, if you haven't already, turn those notifications on to make sure you're notified the moment my video goes live. Making videos is what I love to do. It's my dream and my passion. However, it does cost time and money to produce this content. So if you have $1 to spare to support me on Patreon in exchange for some exclusive unseen content, then you can click the Patreon link below or at the end of this video. Please only support me if you can afford it. And make sure to follow me on Instagram at InstaDNJ and on Twitter at PotterFolklore. Check out my other videos appearing on screen, and please make sure, most importantly, to hit that subscribe button. Thanks again everyone, and please have a great day.